Everybody, welcome to another live review from the Matt Mayhem show here. I, of course, am Matt Mayhem, and today we're going to be working on taking a look at, and I'll be working on and doing a review of Mass Effect Andromeda while you guys just kind of sit back and relax. Gosh, I've seen so many people. Watched a few other reviews myself, and watched some live streams. And I've gotten a general consensus from around the internets about this game, and people are shitting on it very hard. Now, let me start off first of all by saying I am not a Mass Effect fanboy. I'm not, I don't live and breathe this game, or any of the others. Now, I played Mass Effect 1 way back in the day, as well as Mass Effect 2, and I played some of Mass Effect 3. So I didn't have a completion of the trilogy with Commander Shepard and whatnot. So that did not, that did not happen. However, I did. I did play some of 3. So, sorry I'm getting messages already, and I apologize for that. But this, if you're watching this back, this is being done live on my PS4. So, first of all, I'm going to sum this game up in... I'm just going to try to keep this review pretty quick and simple. I want to sum it up in how the game plays, how it feels and plays. Graphics, of course, sound, of course, and sound will encompass voice acting and whatnot. Graphics will encompass everything we see in the game, and then just the overall playability, like how it feels to do certain things, and different difficulty settings and whatnot. So, with that being said, we're just going to start here with some gameplay. And so I'm on a quest now to confront a saboteur on the Nexus station here. So what we're going to do is just kind of back this up and jump out of the map. Now, one thing I'd like to point out pretty quickly here, navigation in this game while you're walking around, as you can see, I walk down here with a deliberate purpose because I don't want you guys to think that I know what I'm doing. I have no flippin' idea what I'm doing in the sense of how to complete the quest that I'm on. I've been working on this the saboteur, which is 3 parts. There's a little side quest here. And it has taken me quite an abundant amount of time. So what we're going to do now, if you can see on the map, it tells me to confront the saboteur, which is right here. It tells me, that's part of my plan. That's what I need to do. I need to confront. Because you go to the journal, and it's called sabotage here. So we had 3 steps. We had to investigate the Operations Center site, and the militia site, and the Pathfinder headquarters. And when that consisted of going around, the quest consisted of going around, and there's these little boxes on a wall here. I'll show you guys what I had to do. These little burnt boxes. Yeah. There was like yellow tubing here that kind of led you over here, and yeah, you couldn't go that way, so you had to go up the stairs. But you were scanning these boxes, basically. Just run little scans on these boxes. And finally, it led you, like, way over here, where you scanned this box on this wall. After you scanned a ton of other boxes in the area. Now, I wish I would have started the review then, because I could really get at the heart of what eats me at this game. As you guys can see, it says confront saboteur, and I'm standing pretty much where it says to do this at. but there's no saboteur. And this kind of behavior, this kind of, you're like, okay, where's the fucking saboteur? Okay, so I'm standing where it says it is. So let's look up. Oh yeah, there is a higher level. So, now I am doing this kind of to be dumb a little bit, but okay, I ran up here. Maybe the saboteur's up here, and nope. According to this, we check the map again. It says to go back downstairs and stand right there. So you go right back down the stairs, and you stand right here. Okay, no saboteur. Yeah, no saboteur at all. Before I even get into graphics and sound and the other things in the game and combat, this kind of bullshit right here, from the start of the game, you're having to do this constantly. And then take like 10 steps. What was I doing? Oh, okay. And then, run a little bit more. Wait a minute, which way do I go again? Okay, you guys are getting the idea. You have to check your map a ridiculous amount of time. I've been playing some other games that require map usage. And once that little orange dot is locked on the map, you should just walk right there and it'd be there. I shouldn't have to walk around and figure out, okay, is it on the 3rd story, the 1st story, the 8th story? Do I take, 4 subways, an Uber, and a taxi to get where I'm going? So obviously, let's see, you just got to follow that orange dot. So the orange dot's down here, I guess. So, okay, and watch how my guy moves. He's really kind of quirky. It's like he misses steps and shit. I don't understand what's going on there. Yeah, let's get into some of these people here. We're just gonna look around. So take note of what you're seeing as I'm moving around. This is a created character, my created character here, who's supposed to be bald. And looks bald in cutscenes, but for some reason has really close-shaven white hair when I'm not in the cutscene. So apparently I need to use this this tram here. It's got the little orange dot on it too, see? So, but I looked for forever before discovering this. So, yeah, having to do this constantly and tap that map and having to go to your journal, your codex, and your inventory and just clear everything out in here. Oh my god. I don't even want to get started. It looks, there's something still there. Oh my god, where is it? I don't know. Oh, there. This could be it. Some kind of weapon thing. Oh, okay. Cool. I don't even know what that is. I don't even care. Nope, something's still there. I haven't found it. Not these. All the way up and down. Okay. Yeah, oh no. Okay, you guys are really getting the hint here, and at this point, you just kind of want to say, what the fuck is all this stuff? Why do I have to keep... Oh, no. What did I miss? More stuff? Perhaps? Maybe? I don't know. Why do I have to keep... maybe nothing. I don't know. Yeah. It's like that. It is... excuse me. It is that kind of crazy. The game initially starts, you're in battle, you're on a planet, you have to walk around, find your father, who is this character named the Pathfinder, and just finding him. You're constantly clicking the damn map button. I can't say that enough. I'm gritting my teeth as I say it. And overlook me because I have a really bad toothache and a couple cavities on the microphone side of this headset, the left side here. And I don't know what hurts worse, the pain from my teeth right now or having to use this fucking map every second. That is just poor game design. I shouldn't have to figure out. As you can see, there were 3 story options: the upper high deck, and all that kind of shit. And okay, for some reason my arm just lit up with the thing that's on it, which gives you the ability to scan stuff. Yay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so now we're going to progress a little bit here because I want you guys to see some of the story. I have not done this yet, so we're just going to hit use. And oh god, that is just... We'll get to the graphics. Get to the graphics. Huh. Okay, don't know where I went. Don't know how I got there. No discussion about it, apparently. But the orange dot says to head forward. So we're heading forward. Oh, no, the orange dot says to take a right. But the orange dot has been extremely deceptive. Confront the saboteur, confront the saboteur. Where is this saboteur? Okay. Oh, it looks like we got a beat on her. She's a couple meters away. Yep, okay. Now, no shit, before I started this stream, we've been running 11 minutes on this review. This took me, I've been working on this for about 45, 50 minutes. Wandering aimlessly, clicking that damn map button. Now, you guys have been following my channel. You guys know, I'm 45 years old. I've been gaming, since Pong. You know, I started Pong around 7 or 8, and I moved into PC gaming for years, console gaming for, you know, oh god, since the original PlayStation, and you know, PlayStation 2 for many years, Nintendo 64. I've played probably, I don't know, I'd hate to take a guess how many games I've played and completed just in the last since the PlayStation launch. We're now in the 4th year of this. That's going to be a key point in some stuff I'm gonna talk about in this game. And also, basically, I have an extensive background in gaming as on all platforms. And the only thing I haven't gamed yet on is Xbox One. But there are some games I want to play there, and of course the Switch is out. But these are topics for another time. Getting back to Mass Effect, I'm going to engage in a conversation. So we're going to start with the conversation and the choices you can make and move into the graphics part. So what I've been doing so far is kind of the playability of the game. It's very fucking frustrating to have to do this all the time. And then, oh yeah, there's something else over here we need to do. And there could be something over here we have to do. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Now, I'm not dissing the games, or dissing, Jesus, listen to me. I'm not griping or complaining about the game's premise to have to, you know, do the story mode and go talk to a lot of people, because that's Mass Effect, and that's fine. But the way this is done, and the way you are having to constantly look at the map and just constantly fucking look at the fucking map. It's driving me crazy, guys. I really don't know what to say about that. That is so irritating that by the time you get to someone to talk to them, you're so frustrated you just don't really care about the story. It's really a deterrent. Also, I know we're in the future. I've seen other people comment about this on their stream. But if you look at everybody here, they're all neat and orderly, and they're in their uniforms. And if you know anything about the story, these people have been stuck here, stranded for a year. Their resources are running low. Electronics aren't working. I don't even know if these people can shower. And they're all just kind of looking fantastic with styled hair, perfect haircuts. Almost something, you know, some of them almost look like this girl here. I don't know if you can see her very well. Maybe I can scan her to make her, yeah, okay. You see her haircut? And oh god, that's another thing. Don't get me started. Like, I couldn't make anybody that looked old or rugged or tough or badass looking lead character. I tried to make someone that kind of looked like me a little bit in real life. Couldn't really even do that. He's just frustrating. So, because you can, you know, select a pre-made character, which didn't look that great, male or female. So they did give you the option to have the gender that you want to be, which is great. But and you know, they had stuff, you know, all the races on planet Earth to choose from and stuff like that. But as far as like development, like, you know, just making your character look cool overall, you just really can't do that. So that's kind of gripe number one. Character customization isn't that great, and number two, getting around is very difficult. So you know, let's go up here and we'll let you guys take a look at this. Talk to the saboteur.
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
What? No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here. I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one. So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Callis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Patel's. A third party seems likely.
Okay, so I can choose to tell her that she's been set up, or it's a decoy tactic. So there's always going to be conversation here. One is, and you see the little squigglies. I don't know if you can see them well or not, but these little squigglies for choices. This kind of almost like an @ symbol is, I think it means logical, and this one means maybe stern, or then sometimes there's a heart up here that means you know, you're saying something really likable. Usually the top right is something kind of offensive. This one's a little bit stern, kind of militaristically stern, like you're suspect of this person. And of course, your choices, like in any other Mass Effect game, dictate, you know, if you go through and you'd have to keep a notepad with you, or something like that, in a little notebook. You'd have to write down, okay, I said to the saboteur, you've been set up. Then I chose, you know, and you could go back through and you could play the game and have a completely different outcome and different responses. So as I've been playing this, that's one of the actual joys of the game, is the interaction with the other characters, and actually talking to them and getting the responses. And it's the voice acting is pretty well done, which is great, you know, and that's what you come to expect from a Mass Effect games. They're great conversations, because you're going to have a lot of them. However, we're going to slip, and that, you know, I'm kind of sliding into sound before I got to graphics, but so I'm just going to go ahead and cover sound right now. The sound in the game is fairly good. You have a lot of ambient noises in the background, things buzzing and whistling and all this kind of stuff. You know, it looks and it gives you the kind of look the sound gives you the kind of feel that you are where you are, that you're on a space station. Things are loud and echoey and clunky, and if someone drops something, you can hear it, you know, because everything's metal. It's very much what you would picture in your mind or your imagination for a space station several hundred years in the future to be. So they did a good job with the sound. The music score is good as well. So the music for Mass Effect is well done. The voiceover work is well done, which I'm going to include in the sound as well. So so we got some clunky play movement, and trying to find your way around at times can be very frustrating. And But that's made up by the fact that you've got a pretty good story going here, and you can make some really cool choices, and you have a high replayability with the game with those choices. And so I'm just gonna ask her straight up, like, are you using this as a decoy tactic,
The
or
real
something?
saboteur could be setting you both up.
Because we both figured out something was going on? That would make sense. It's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams. I bet we could find something there.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams.
Okay. So now I need to check out
Raj,
the
you
security
there?
cameras.
Yes. How did it go? Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it.
Okay, now what I'm working on now is obviously subplots. I'm not, on the main part of the story here. It says investigate something here. So again, I click the map. And I need to head that direction to investigate what I'm going to investigate. So, the last thing to talk about here in this review would be graphics. And I have seen people just crap on this game so hard because, we're in the fourth year, as I mentioned earlier. This is where I'm going to kind of dig the knife in. We're in the fourth year of the PlayStation 4. And those of you that may or may not have had the opportunity to play certain other PlayStation 4 games, the graphics on this just don't quite stack up to those games like Horizon Zero Dawn or even Uncharted 4. I'll go back a title a year ago or so. They don't even really stack up. Call of Duty Wildlands has better graphics than this game, to be honest. Now, let me go into a little bit more of an explanation. I'm not going to overkill this. Where I think they went wrong is conversations. Some people just look plain bad. Some of the people you talk to, it's hard for me to judge aliens because that's up to the artwork of the people making the game. That's their decision how they want to make the aliens. But if you're going to make the aliens talk and they're going to have a mouth that you can see move like a human mouth, the voice is kind of off with the mouth movement. And the mouth movement, like I know most of you out there have probably played around with the app on your cell phone, Snapchat, where you make the funny faces and stuff, and the mouth looks kind of weird. Sometimes you have that going on. And if you notice when I was talking to the girl a minute ago, she hardly ever blinked, and her eyes would like make weird movements to the left and right. I know some of this sounds kind of nitpicky, but if you guys are playing other games out there, if you have a chance to play anything that doesn't do that and has a lot of in-depth conversation and things, Horizon Zero Dawn comes to mind, and frankly in my mind is the best looking game ever made. I have not ever seen pictures or videos or streams of any game that is prettier than Horizon Zero Dawn. And so I'm not comparing that to this. I'm just saying the capability was there for Electronic Arts or EA to make a high graphic game, a powerful game, at least for the cutscenes for talking, because that's the meat of the game, is the story. So the graphics are just, they're not bad, they're not horrible, they're not, they don't deserve to be shat upon like they have been across the internet. However, they're not up to par for a massive AAA title release like Mass Effect Andromeda. I've been waiting on this game for over a year. Are the graphics going to stop me from playing through the story? No, because the story is pretty cool and the side quests are cool, and there's a lot of depth here. And I've got friends of mine that are playing this, and I spoke to them, and they've all told me the story gets amazing, and so all of that can make you forget about that you kind of are playing a game that would look maybe like a year or two PS4 game. Now, what they did do right, the illustrators or designers got right, is you have cool background shit. Like if you just see me walking around, you got the cool lights on the stairs. We've all seen this in our space games, like even on Halo and things like that on Xbox or Xbox One. And you have a lot of people standing around doing stuff, working things. You get they did a good idea of, everybody knows I used to be a pro wrestler, so we're going to talk about the sell, like selling a move or selling whatever. They did a good idea, they did a good job of selling where you're at. You can see these people are scrambling to fix things, that they're having problems. So in the background, like what's out there, you actually feel what's going on, which is cool, and that can drop you into the story and get you set. So and can let your imagination run wild a little bit as you play. Like, oh, I'm moving through this place. I'm not really sure what this is, but it's kind of cool looking. And sometimes there's way too many people to talk to, and sometimes you can't talk to anybody at all. It's like, what if I wanted to walk up to this chick and just randomly talk to her? Well, I can't do that, and I can't talk to these people. So it's cool that they're there, but there's a whole lot of background people that are just kind of there. And again, that's fine. I'm not knocking that. Looks like we found a container here. Just take everything out of here. That's fine. So there's some exploration to do on the station as well as on planets and things. And again, I'm just getting going with the story. And as far as the story goes, I'm looking at what I've seen and big reviewers like IGN and other companies talking about the story. So that leaves me, the last thing would be combat. And I'm not going to give you an example of combat right now. I'm just going to tell you that combat, for me, I've played it on every difficulty level. Insane, which is one of the difficulty levels. I think I can get to this from the pause menu, I think. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, under settings. Okay, under gameplay, the difficulty you have, let's see, we have narrative, which is, the same as all other Mass Effects: casual, normal, hardcore, and insanity. I've played this on every difficulty level. Combat insanity's pretty difficult, but I'd say hardcore is where most people want to be, because it is, the game isn't difficult enough for me in combat. And I think it's because I've played so many combat games, maybe lately. I've been trying to get my reviews in and things. But you can't duck or get out of the way of things. In combat, an example would be like this wall. I can't duck around this wall any other time or do anything with my character. But when in combat, all of a sudden I can hit circle and duck right there. You can't crouch or go prone. And the guns you can pick up, reminiscent of Halo a little bit. People drop guns, you can pick them up, you can find things to use, you can advance your weapons. There's a whole lot here, and I'm just kind of doing a skim the surface type review. This game is extremely deep and would take out, a long time to go into on the whole of what Mass Effect is. But that being said, this game is very deep. There's a lot to it, and the fact that you can't create the greatest character in the world is kind of a bummer. The fact that combat can be overly simplistic at times, a little bit of a bummer, and just little things like the fact that he runs kind of awkward, or sometimes you'll be running and he'll turn around for no reason. There's a little bit of clunky movement, but so I would have expected, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, I would have expected just a little bit better game from EA, considering this is the first Mass Effect title on all next-gen consoles after they've been out for 4 years. I don't know who the person I watched is. Said kind of like maybe the art team and the writers sat down, and after they completed doing what they did and stuff just didn't come together. Sometimes it does feel that way, because these people are hard up and they're running out of resources, but yet everybody looks terrific with their makeup and hair. Uniforms are 100% good looking. There was a rebellion on the ship. People would have been in combat. I doubt they had time to do their laundry. But other than that, and just some kind of unrealistic stuff, even for the future. And that's where you're getting sketchy by saying unrealistic in the future. Because the future could have any reality you wanted it to have. So again, a lot of this could just be really nitpicky stuff. So these loading screens, this is very boring even if they're talking. It's like, oh, I'm shooting through a tube, and that doesn't look very good. Except they did do an outstanding job of trying to make up for the par graphics. I won't say subpar, but just the average graphics by over intensifying the lighting everywhere. Super bright shiny floors, seeing what I'm talking about there. And that's not nitpicking, that's just fact. So the graphics in this game, for these times, modern times and whatnot, I'm gonna have to put these graphics at probably like a 6, 5.5 or 6. The graphics in this game just are not that good. The sound score, however, in the game, I have the music off to do this review. However, the game itself, as far as the sound, overall sound, the sound in this game, that's a solid 8. Including the voiceover work, maybe an 8.5. And then, just the feel and playability of the game, that's going to be around a 7. Because combat is ridiculously easy. I don't really need to, use my team. I don't really care about their points. Because the game doesn't make me care. It's just like, okay, yeah, I've got a team, but I don't fucking need them. It's kind of that feel you get in other games where like what you do matters, in the sense of like your team's just kind of useless. They don't kill anything for you. They might shoot one bad guy out of 6, or at least that's been my experience, even on like the casual setting. Or mostly or the one for just the story. However, all that being said, the game is still a good game with tons of content, and as you guys can see, there's just a ton of stuff here. There's a lot of reading in your journals, a lot of like the story so far. There's a lot of cool stuff here that can be done with the codex. Where you can, like the story so far, you can go back, reread things, look at the technology, the ships. They put tons of stuff in here, and it's taken some time. I just think after 4 years, or I'm not going to state how many years in development the game is, because I don't know. They could have built this game in a year, but we're in our 4th year of next-gen consoles, and I just expected a little bit more. However, Mass Effect does accomplish what it set out to do in the sense of giving you a solid story with some good choices and a high replayability content. Also, from what I understand, there's multiplayer DLC coming out where you can actually fight against other players. In my opinion, that should not have been DLC. That should have been in the game from the start. There is a co-op mode where you can play the story co-op with people. So, I haven't tried that yet, but it looks like it would be interesting to talk to other players. You might be able to get some help that way. Having other players on your team, or you all going around and solving things in the game together. And also, the game is massive. This game will take many, many hours to complete, even if you just go through the story mode. So it's kind of like you're playing a novel, a nice sci-fi novel. And they did just enough to make you feel like, hey, you're here, you're in this year, you are what is called the Pathfinder, You are the leader of these people. In a sense, you are the hope of, the fate of humanity rests on your shoulders by finding new planets and new homes for all of these people that are in great despair. So they did a good job of making it feel like that even early on. But when I say they did just enough to make it feel that way, I think they did just enough. And that being said, I'm going to give Mass Effect Andromeda and its highly overly contextualized sense of lighting with bright shiny floors and perfectly made characters with their great hair. I'm just going to throw this all together, and I'm going to give the Mass Effect Andromeda. And please don't hate on me if you're a huge Mass Effect fan. I am in no way making fun or, knocking the franchise in any way. However, I am going to go ahead and put this game at about a 7.5 out of 10. Now, it's definitely worth picking up as far as you're going to have to buy it. I know it's at Redbox. There's way too much content here to rent unless you just, at $3 a day, it'd take you about 10 or 12 days, for the average person to beat this and go through it all because there's so much. I have a friend of mine playing this right now. He's been playing this every day. He's, probably 60 hours deep in it, and he's nowhere near completion. He's just sticking to the main quest. He's not even touching the sides from what I understand. Because you don't need to touch side quests to level up or anything to continue. So, and also in the point system where you can increase your character under skills, I was a little disappointed here because you can just leave these skills on auto. Yeah, you do have classes, and I know I didn't finish this properly before I gave the overall, but you do have classes you can choose from. I'm a recon specialist, level 2. And I can't remember what the classes are again without starting over. But there's multiple classes to choose from. There's like a leader, recon specialist. There's one that's just he's just a fighter, the kind of guy you'd want to have with you in combat. There were 6 or 7 to choose from, if I remember correctly. And all of them have their special skill you can do. Mine happens to be kind of rushing at you very hard and kind of like just hitting you very hard. So hard, in fact, that whoever I hit will just disintegrate on the spot in combat. So it's a pretty good special, and it kind of made me feel like my character was kind of like what the story wanted him to be. Just an average soldier. And spoiler alert's coming up in 3, 2, 1. You're just an average soldier whose father gets killed, and all of a sudden you have to assume your father's position and become, your father's the Pathfinder, he's the hope of humanity, and you are having to become the hope of humanity. And you also have a twin sister who is injured at this point, and we don't know if she's alive or dead. Her hibernation pod, she's in a coma because her pod didn't work in the beginning of the game to open up. So again, there's a lot of deep story here. Like, I've already got a cool story out of it, and some cool side stuff just from that. So I can't imagine what else there is in this game. I imagine it's pretty epic as far as story goes. So, but yeah, I'm sticking with 7.5, and I'm in no way dissing the franchise or disrespecting it in any way. I just think being 4 years into next gen, the graphics could have been better without them being good because of a lot of lighting and ambient things. Like, ambient stuff makes the graphics good, but your character, as you can see, just looks pretty subpar. And as great as this game is all the other way around with the puzzles and things you have to figure out, there's I love the fact there's no hand-holding in this game, which almost is enough for me to give it an 8. Like, you have to earn everything you do in this game, and as frustrating as it is to hit this fucking map button every couple seconds, that's part of the game and part of the difficulty level. So even if you pick the lowest difficulty level, you still have to find your way around, and for me, that's enough for me to just go ahead and bump this. Final rating, final score, 8 out of 10, Mass Effect Andromeda. Despite the graphical problems, and despite a few little glitchy things here and there, and despite combat being subpar, this game actually delivers from EA. They did a good job. It's not ever going to get the coveted 10 of 10. I've given one game or two games in 4 years the 10 of 10, and it's really hard to attain that type of level. So, but Mass Effect, first look, always like this first look and final. So first look is 7 to 7.5, but overall with everything they give you here, it's an 8 out of 10, and I think most people would have to agree with that. So that being said, I'm going to end this here with the final score, Mass Effect Andromeda, an 8 out of 10. And I appreciate you guys watching me live. Appreciate the comments coming in off Twitter and on my phone and stuff. And also, if you're watching this back down the road and you missed it live, that's cool, no problem. I hope the video finds you in a good place. And don't forget to check me out here on YouTube. I've got tons and tons of other videos. Getting up near 400 now on YouTube, so plenty of content here for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, click the little bell so you can know when I go live to do reviews on all the new AAA games that come out. Stick around, follow my channel if you want to be part of some giveaways coming up later in the year. And you can always hit me up on Twitter at WWE Matt Mayhem. Send me any questions that way. And my gamer tag for PlayStation 4 on the PlayStation Network is included with every video. And of course, you can always donate to help the show out and me out, and I appreciate it, through Amazon. There's a link in the description to all videos, and just $1 Amazon card goes a long way in bringing content to you guys for giveaways and helping me keep things going on my end as well. So I appreciate you guys as always, and I'll catch you next time on the Matt Mayhem Show.